Hey everyone, this is Luminous coming to you guys with a pro Dota commentary. These commentaries are for DC, and for more commentaries content, check us out on DotaCommentaries.com. This is game 2 of the series that I promised between Tyloo and LGD.sGty. Now, if you haven't watched game 1 of series, I highly advise you do so. I know it's a couple commentaries back, so your memory of that game might not be that fresh. But what I was trying to do with this 2-game series, looking at LGD's aggressive early to mid-game gank and push strat. They have been running it fairly recently. I can't say the success rate of it is fairly high, but it is very interesting to look at. Now, for those of you guys who have forgotten how the strat works, is that they get the clockwork for some globalness, great initiation, hard to push against, good to push with. They get the Furion for more globalness, ganking, force of nature push. And then they get a jungler for, ganking. It's the same thing. More ganking, more pushing, and whatnot. And then they get a hard to kill carry, because a lot of your support is going to be doing a lot of early game roaming, a lot of early game ganking, and a lot of jungle play. So your carry that's in the lane has to be difficult to kill so that you can survive. So you have to get the Weaver, you have to get the Clockwork, you have to get the Morphling or Weaver. Those are your two choices. And it looks like Tyloo has smartly banned the Weaver. I mean, it's a smart ban in the first place. And let's see if they can pick up the Morphling here. If they do pick up the Morphling, there's going to be two advantage. First, you deny the Morphling to the LGD strat, so they can't get that 4 hard component of the strat. And secondly, you have Seeking. Right, there we go. You have Seeking, which is a water Pokemon, and if you combine it with the water hero, the game just kind of explodes. I think the game right now, like right off the first pick, I think Tyloo is just gonna win the game. I don't care what LGD strat is running, but it just looks really grim. I know I'm not being completely serious when I say that, but I don't think I've seen Seeking lost with Morphling, or maybe if it did, it's one of those like once in a blue mini games. So. Now, I'm not going to spend too much pick and ban in terms of the... Yeah, they do have their ganker. They do have the clock, and they do have their jungler now. They will get the Furion. I don't like this Venge pick. Primarily, the Venge is really good in terms of stopping the clock, so you don't want your opponent to have it. Although, the reason I don't like the Venge is that if they pick up the Furion, then they have 3 support heroes, because the Venge... the jungle and the Furions are usually your 2 support, and you pick your carry and your solo mid. So if you pick up the Venge here, and then you get both Furion and then they're solo, that means you're gonna do a Venge Furion lane. And that's not bad per se, but that means your Furion won't be ganking as actively, and if your Furion is gonna be doing that teleport gank, a lot of the EXP is gonna be wasted on the Vengeful Spirit. Of course, Vengeful Spirit is a hero that is good with EXP. A lot of heroes good with EXP, but Vengeful Spirit, one of her best points is that you don't need a lot of EXP on her to have a very effective hero. So yeah, they're gonna compete. They're gonna have a jungle Enigma, a dual lane of the Venge Furion, a solo Clock, and a solo Shadow Fiend. And you might be thinking, why is the Shadow Fiend a good pick here? There's still a lot better other carries or the heroes in the pool. And I think the reason here is that LGD wants to get some push going on. There's no other carries that could carry as well and still push as hard and farm as fast as a Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend, you guys all know, 2 rays is an entire creep wave. So that means that he can push very hard. Once the force of nature is dropped down, once the clock is there, he's crazy. And also, because you have the Venge, you have the Enigma, you do have some sort of very good positioning skills, so you can help out with the Shadow Fiends. So you can help out with the global team fight, or with the big AoE team fights. So I think this was the best they could have gotten in the poor situation they were in. Although I'm pretty sure they would still prefer the Morphling or the Weaver instead of this Venge. So I think they kind of just shot themselves in the foot in terms of picking up this Venge, which might be a very interesting thing to look back to, because Venge is... Just think about what I'm saying for a second. They just shot themselves on the foot by picking up a Venge. And Venge is one of those heroes that is always worth picking up. But in this case, in terms of the strategic lineup of having a Furion, Clockwork, a jungler, and a hard to kill carry, I don't think Venge has its place, unless you're playing a solo mid Venge, which I have never seen the Chinese ever do. In fact, I've never seen a pro game any pro team ever do a solo mid-venge. Yeah, it's not gonna be pretty. And let's see how they're being laying it. They do have the Enigma in the jungle. Enigma, by the way, is being played by ZSMJ. So I mean, and also in this lineup, without your carry, ZSMJ has to play the Enigma, which I'm not sure whether he's I mean, of course I know he's a good player, but I'm not sure whether he's as adequate on the Enigma as he usually is on his carries. So let's look at the players on the hero. We do of course have YYF on the Clockwork. Shadow Fiend played by Amazing, which is Tron, one of the best Shadow Fiend players in the world, for ZSMJ on that Enigma. 830 is going to be playing that Furion, of course, and then we have Chris Bug or Steffi's on the Venge. Meanwhile, on the Scourge, let's look at what they are. Sentinel, they have WAQT on the Batrider. Windrunner is Super. By the way, Super, by the way, is probably one of the better Windrunner players in China, and you know how we always call it the Windrunner Shackle Shot. I think or YYF Shackle Shots. I think we should call it the Super Shackle Shot. And I mean, it's a nice pun, and his Shackle Shots are always very decent. Meanwhile, on the bot lane, we do have the Tidehunter being played by Kabu, of course, seeking the best Pokemon in the game. on the Morphling, and then we have a Enchantress being played by Awoke. So fairly standard hero distributions and on players. Now, one of the thing about this lineup is that it's going to be very difficult to push against a Batrider. What Batrider can also do is that if he could cast someone jungling here, you know, like professional players will always like to pull creeps. Like they will pull their camp and then pull this camp over there. What this Batrider can do is just Firefly in and just grab EXP that way. So the Scourge needs to be careful of their pulls. They can pull as recklessly as they usually would like to. And a good job on these players realizing they do need to keep up with the creep equilibrium. They don't want the tower to be here. They don't want the creeps to be here, nor do they want the Batrider to get EXP if it's you know, too far out. So good creep equilibrium so far from LGD players. But let's look at the bot lane here. They do have a ward being placed on the Sentinel. I think Clockwork might be in trouble. Yeah, he is going to take a gush. No, because the Enchantress was not there, they're not going to be able to get a kill. Although Tidehunter is doing an exceptional job of keeping the Clockwork away. Clockwork is already Clockwork's level 2 and Morphling's almost level 3, so they do have somewhat of a level advantage. But Clockwork is still able to sneak in to get some EXP because the Tidehunter is not ranged, and you know, you can't really keep him back. But look at mid lane, 11-5 on that Windrunner level 4 compared to a 3.5 Shadow Fiend and an 8-2 CS. So you can see that Shadow Fiend being powered down, like, you know, Windrunner being extremely aggressive. You can see that she's almost playing on the other side of the creeps and preventing Chan to get any creeps done, just even denying it under tower. Chuan, I mean, still doing pretty good, but you can see that he has the disadvantage in this lane. That's why Shadow Fiend has not been as popular lately, because he really gets outlaned by almost any solo hero. We could see Lich solo, we could see AA solo, Windrunner solo. I think Storm in combination does pretty well. As we see a gang going out, I think both claps miss, but that is that enchant level 1 has 55, yes, 55% minus MS, and I think they're going to get a very easy kill. A couple more right clicks, one more right click, it looks like Awoke is going to pick up the first blood. I think the Scourge team can transition under push here. Enchantress taking quite a bit of damage, needs to be careful because in early stage her EXP, she can't tank that much. Let's look at the top lane here. Batrider is level 2, so they are successfully keeping down the EXP, and they are going to have a farming Furion. Farming Furion is not bad. You can have a pretty decent semi-carry Furion. However, I don't think that suits his playing style of the LGD. They want the Furion to be ganking. And the fact that they are having a Furion to farm, it's sacrificing a lot of their early game pushing and ganking potential. I'm not too sure if that's what they want, especially with this kind of lineup. I think in this case, I have pretty much gone well, they do have the heroes that could still push. They do have the heroes that could still gank, but I think that's not going to be their priority. Not like the last game that they have, you know, Morphling. That's not going to be their priority. They're focusing, well, we're going to try to get a mid-game strat going on. And with Furion, Clockwork, Shadow Fiend, and Venge, and Enigma, you have a pretty good mid-game squad in terms of anything. You could push, you could team fight, and you could gank. All of it are great options for LGD, and it just depends how the Sentinel reacts and how big this Morphling Morphling will get in terms of the mid game, and they might get a kill on this Clockwork if he's not careful, especially if he doesn't know where the Enchantress. But Enchantress critically is at the mid lane. Can they get anything going? They have a creep coming in, and Furion's TPing in. Let's see how Tron's gonna react. Tron's gonna get one raise. No, he's gonna just get some hits going on. There's not net on him. He's gonna take 2 raise on the Windrunner. Windrunner's gonna get a kill, but I think he's gonna go down to Furion. Furion might be getting a kill on the Enchantress as well. Sprout is on the cooldown, but Enigma's gonna be coming in. Malphite, and there's gonna be a conversion on these creeps. A good Sprout. There we go, and it's gonna picking off the Enchantress, and I think they can get a push going on if they do choose to do so. Good reaction play from the Scourge player, and that is the power of the Prophet. And the fact that you have a jungling Enigma, you can always come out the gank, of course, given that you have to get awareness. Now we have ZSMJ close to level 6, have already Soul Ring and the Beats of Speed picked up, and the Prophet already level 6, and that just increased their global presence by such a big amount, because they will have the Clockwork Hook relatively soon, and the fact that they do have, you know, a Black Hole is going to help out so very much so. Windrunner needs to be careful, because ZSMJ could come in with the Black Hole, and that is just going to be very easy for the Shadow Fiend to set up those raises, and looks like he, Shadow Fiend being pressed down a little bit hard, and it looks like Enchantress is going to come around to get a little bit of well, I think they just realized that Enigma is in the jungle, and that they are going to press him away. No, converts the creeps, and now Enchantress has to be the one to run. Meanwhile, there's a gank going on the top lane. Bat Rider very, very low, 97 HP. He is going to survive. Unfortunately, they weren't able to get a rocket on the top lane to get a kill, but now Enigma might be in trouble. He is surrounded a little bit by these creeps. No, Enchantress is going to go for the Morphling. No, go for the Clock. Man, these guys are just roaming very, very heavily. Normally in Chinese game, we just see both junglers kind of just farm. But I think with the LGD's early aggression, they want to have the jungler roam very aggressively. We saw DSMJ, you know, farming and then going for the kill. Looks like we're gonna have a kill attempt on this Windrunner. Windrunner's gonna take 1 raise, 2 raise. There's a haste rune being popped by Tron. Tron's not gonna miss these raises. It's gonna be just simple. He's gonna take up that X raise, and he's gonna have a C raise to finish up. C raise, very well done by Tron, not missing any raise. The fact that you have a haste rune is going to make it absolutely easy. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, this is going to allow Bad Rider hit level 5, and he's just 1 level away from being a Superman. And Bad Rider against this lineup is going to be crucial, and it looks like they're going to make a gank going on. Because if you look at the Sentinel, if you look at the Scourge, excuse me, they don't have many hardcore stuns. Of course, Malphite and the Magic Missile are great stuns, and they are going to get a kill on the Bad Rider. Bad Rider is going to try to Firefly out. He pops the Firefly, but there's too many DPS and too many stuns going on the Bad Rider. Bad Rider are going to go down, and they definitely need to keep him down for as long as possible. He will get the level 6, and he will start to be effective, but the fact that if your Clock hits level 6 faster than their bat, that means you're going to be a step ahead, and they are so far LGD doing an exceptional job in terms of keeping down both the mid and top lane. Of course, they can't really do anything about this Morphling, and they aren't expected to do anything against this Morphling, but I mean, you know, you'll take what you get. Winning 2 out of 3 lane is always a good thing. Right now, we do see a bottle first on this Morphling, and that might be an indication of a late Morphling build. I have been stressing a little bit lately in terms of a Morphling first. He will be waveforming creeps, and that will accelerate his farm. No, he's gonna just last it, which that will take care of his creep equilibrium. Of course, the Clockwork's not really helping out in terms of spamming his rocket all the time. But the Morphling first build, the bottle first build means that he might be going for ultimate orb after his treads, and then either transitioning that into a Scotty or something like that, or he might just rush a BKB first. Both are very, very good transitions. It just really depends. Do the Sentinel need a very early Morphling, or do they need a very later Morphling? Both cases is just good build, and he looks like, what is he doing? He's gonna use a South and then give him the other GG branch. Alright, okay. Alright, TP scroll. Okay, I think he took one of the support's TP scroll, because that did not transfer properly. But looks like the top lane, they're going to get a push going on. The Bat Rider by himself can't really defend. I mean, he could try and use a Firefly to his advantage, but that's not going to cut it because they have so many stun. And this is the effectiveness of having a Furion and Enigma. They're going to be pushing, but critically, we have seen the Windrunner. He's going to try to do a backstab, and I think all they need is a single teleportation and this level 5 Bat Rider, and they can make something happen. Looks like Enigma is stepping a little bit too ahead. They need to be careful. They don't have a Ring of Basilius, so these creeps are not as durable as possible. We do have a cliff, and Windrunner's TPing and Shackle Shot actually missed, and this Morphling is gonna get an easy kill on this. Yeah, easy kill on the Enigma. Furion just ports out, and looks like with the Vengeance backs out. Let's see who's gonna get the last hit. No, it looks like the Glaive Thrower has, or the Siege unit has just outlasted Seeking. So I suppose trading Enigma for a tower is not bad. Meanwhile, this Windrunner might be in trouble. Can they get a kill on the Windrunner? No, Windrunner is going to be fine, but this tower is going to be going down as well. So LGD not letting up the early aggression. This is tower's not going to get denied, and Venge is going to live through that as well. So that's 3 towers being picked up by LGD. They're up by 3,000 gold, and that's going to help the support so much. We already have an earned finish on the Prophet. Venge is going to be going for that magic wand and probably some sort of bracer and cloak. And despite YYF facing against a very strong combination of a Enchantress, TIE Hunter, he is already up to 1k gold. He's going to have his Vanguard finished pretty soon, and you can see that having 3 extra towers being picked up is going to help the supports, and the fact that you guys are not getting the best farm on your clock, that's going to help them out so much. So looks like we are having an arcane boot being picked up, and we have seen arcane boot being more and more popular nowadays. And arcane boot is such a good item for your team in terms of giving the hero that's buying it a whole bunch of extra mana, but more importantly, you give the team that mana regen. And like the current meta game, these games are getting earlier and earlier, and the fact that you have a very good early game item such as the mana boot, that is going to help out. She needs to be careful because there's an initiation range of a Shackle Shot that's very high in combination of Gush. That is going to kill the Venge very easily. So, and if you want to get a very good understanding of the current Chinese metagame, especially a very fine article focusing on CCM, you know, arguably the best Chinese team right now, go check out an article that is recently written on DotaCommentaries.com. Just a really well written article about why CCM is just beating a lot of the top Chinese team and also beating a lot of the other top Asian teams because they're going for a very good early game aggression strat. As we see a lot of dive going on in this Enchantress, I think this is a bad idea because Enchantress can't just survive forever. I think Sprout actually counteract the effect of the Clockwork Gank. It looks like Bat Rider is going to be flying. He is going to grab the Furion. Furion's going to go down for sure. Morphling is going to be on cleaning up duty. Now we're going to see the Clockwork might be in trouble as well. Firefly coming in, and that Shackle Shot is not going to get anything. YYF might be in trouble. YYF going to initiate back Bat Rider on the center of thing. This is a 5v4. Black Hole getting 4 heroes, but unfortunately the cancel from the Enigma, or cancel from the Morphling, and now I think the teamfight should be backed off. YYF being more aggressive than he should. He's still fighting a 4v5. Morphling still have quite a bit of mana. Morphling is going to make the short work of the Venge. I think LGD is picking off a very not smart team fight. Now we have a good Shackle Shot off a creep. Enchantress picks up the kill there, and I think yeah, the Scourge team just kind of, I mean, if the Black Hole got 5, that would have been a beautiful team fight, but unfortunately ZSMJ got somewhat got ninja. I think the Morphling was just pixels away from that Black Hole, and then the fact that LGD chose to fight the team fight after the Black Hole whiffed, I don't think that was the best of choice, and I think they are going to lose that tower. Yeah, there's just no way they're going to defend this. TIE Hunter critically hits level 6. That last team fight, they didn't even have a level 6 Ravage yet. No, they're going to defend this. Very surprising. Looks like the Scourge team, or Sentinel team, is going to back up without the support of their Morphling. I suppose that's fine. Morphling's going to get a lot of extra farm over here, but Shadow Fiend also getting the farm, and once Shadow Fiend finishes BKB, he will be very durable. And that's why I was saying earlier, I think if the Morphling finished the BKB, he can match up the fact that, you know, I mean, Shadow Fiend, in terms of 20 minutes in the game, he doesn't right-click that hard. I mean, he has plus 60 damage through Necromastery, but, I mean, that's not that much damage. His true damage, 20 minutes in the game, comes from the Razes, comes from that Requiem of Soul. So if you do have a BKP on your Morphling, then you could just wait for him in, and don't be afraid of that Morphling at all. Although BKB won't be that helpful against the Enigma, so he has to keep that in mind as well. Now, one thing I really want to point out about ZSMJ's item build, looks like we have a teleportation. I think ZSMJ is a little bit out of control. He's Malphasing the Enraged Rauken to cancel the tornado, but he just got completely caught out of position. Tower is going to get denied. So I think, I mean, I understand what ZSMJ was trying to do, but the fact that there's teleportation coming in, maybe he thought, well, I could just blink out. He did have a blink dagger, but it didn't work out for that, and they are going to lose yet another opportunity to push down tower. And again, LGD not a late game team. Like, they have a Shadow Fiend as their carry. There's no way they could carry against a Morphling like this. Looks like Morphling's going to go for that Ultimate Orb, which is not a bad choice. Going for that Scotty, I believe. But like I said, BKB wouldn't be a bad choice either. I mean, both items, you know, very, very good on the Morphling. But going back to the Enigma build on ZSMJ, I was saying that, you know, the Enigma, the Blink Dagger build on the Enigma is just standard, right? But nowadays we have been seeing more of a pushing Enigma, more of a team play oriented Enigma, going for the Mecha, going for the Django, going for what else? I guess push and a hood first. Like, we have seen a lot of those, more of a supportive item Enigma instead of more of a team fight Enigma. So I'm a little bit glad that ZSMJ going for a very team fight oriented Enigma, which is good because we're gonna have a smoke gank, because we don't see enough of that nowadays, and it looks like Furion might be in trouble. No, I think smoke, yeah, they definitely saw the TIE Hunter. I'm not too sure why he hesitated. He saw two Force of Nature's treants and he backed off. Not too sure. Maybe he was a little bit afraid that there's more heroes up the hill in the fog area. So the Prophet needs to be careful though in terms of the initiation coming from the Batrider, because all you need is a single slow on that Furion. That Furion might be dead. We might have a smoke gank. Yes, we are going to have a smoke gank, and these guys going to be engaging in the jungle of Furion. The Enchantress is going to go down for sure. A lot of stun being layered, and that, wow, so many stun being used on. It looks like Furion is going to teleport in as well. Shackle Shot not going to hit anything. The Windrunner being very, very aggressive. He has backup from the TIE Hunter and has the backup from the Batrider. No, they're not going to back. They're going to back off as well. So very good kill from the Scourge, picking an easy kill on the Enchantress, and I think they should be pushing relatively soon. And I think I just missed like the last 15 seconds of the game. Sorry, my dad called me, and yeah. Anyway, so looks like we have a Scourge attempt. Roshan, they are going to try to go for it. Roshan is going to go down. Who's going to pick up the Aegis? I think the team fight is going to commence after a TIE Ravage. TIE Ravage, can he get the Ravage off? He is not going to get the Ravage off. He is going to get off right now, but he's not going to stun so much. And Tide is going to get raped. No, he is going to get the Ravage off on two heroes. That's going to be good enough as we see Morphling on cleanup duty. He's going to pick off the Furion, but Shadow Fiend doing quite a bit DPS, but double damage on the Windrunner. And looks like we're going to have a Blink Dagger. He still haven't used the Black Hole yet. He still can, but I think the team fight is completely won by the Sentinel team. So far LGD is just not fighting as well of a team fight as they can. The Batrider slowing them down, missing one raise from Tron. We don't ever usually see this, probably because due to that napalm slowing down the turning rate of the hero. No, but we have Furion buying back, and they are gonna get a kill on the Windrunner. Good comeback from the Sentinel. They do have the Aegis, but unfortunately they were forced to use it very, very quickly. So I mean, they didn't get the full benefit out of that, and I think getting that Aegis off the Shadow Fiend was just a big move. And the fact that usually when you have an Aegis on your Shadow Fiend and you have the BKB, then you could just commence a big push. The Sentinel team can't really do too much against it. I mean, they could try to defend, but you are going to lose heroes for sure, and you're forced to buy back, and it just sets you back so much. But now that Shadow Fiend does not have the Aegis, he can't be as aggressive, and in return his team can't be as aggressive. And now that instead of pushing, these guys are just farming in the jungle, and that's never a good choice against the Morphling. So I do apologize for missing 15 seconds of that game. In that very important 50 seconds, the Scourge decided to Roshan, Shadow Fiend pick up the BKB in that duration, and there was a huge team fight. Luckily I caught that team fight. So now let's see what item the Shadow Fiend will be going next. I mean, in these last couple of games, I have been a big fan of Ghost Scepter, and I think Ghost Scepter, even in the pro level, has been a lot of time being underrated. And I think again in this game, Ghost Scepter wouldn't be a bad choice. Looks like, ooh, yeah, we are seeing a BKB transition from the Morphling. Yes, a very smart item. He got the Ultimate War maybe for just a little bit more health, more stats, but I think a BKB is going to be a great choice. Yes, the Black Hole is going to cancel and it's going to render you immobile, but because you have the TIE Hunter, because you have many long-range stuns, you don't really expect ZSMJ to get a perfect Black Hole, and I don't expect him to do so, not against TIE Hunter. I mean, if TIE Hunter is not even caught with the Black Hole, you could just easily press V in any stage of the map and you would just cancel the Black Hole. So I think this BKB choice on the Morphling is going to be great, because once he waves in and pop the BKB, the Shadow Fiend will do absolutely nothing to you. You gotta keep in mind, that's all of the Scourge CPS. That's all of it. There's nothing Scourge should do against the BKB Morphling. Of course, the Furion can get somewhat fat, but look, no, he has gone from relatively support item. And Ernan and Django, he is quite durable with the strength threats as well, but he's not going to do too much in terms of DPS either. So in that regard, I think this BKB transition from Seeking is just a smart play. And let's see what Enigma's going to go for next. He has a Blink Dagger, so I think the BKB wouldn't be a bad transitioning either, and then that will ensure that he get a Black Hole off for sure, because there's really nothing that could cancel it. Of course, the Flaming Lasso will go through BKB, and that will stun, but that's only one hero you have to worry about as compared to like 3 or 4. Once he has the BKB, as long as he get the Bat Rider in the Black Hole, then he don't need to worry about anything. It looks like they're going to be a ganking attack on the Morphling. Morphling might be trying to TP out. Can he TP out? He's trying to TP. He makes a Replicate. Replicate is going to run the other way, and they are going to focus on the Morphling. Morphling's going to wave in and TP. But the Replicate is running the other way. Let's not forget that Blink Dagger comes in, and he's going to use a Black Hole on. But the Replicate, is anyone following the Replicate? He is gonna Replicate, and he is fine. No one on the Scourge team following the Replicate, and they wasted a Black Hole. And now that means they can't push. Wow, another push being delayed off the mistake of LGD. Man, LGD just making so many mistakes. I think they're kind of just giving away the game. They had a good chance of winning the game, but that Roshan fight, was relatively even. The Prophet was forced to buy back, but they killed the Windrunner. They killed almost everyone except the Morphling. So I say that was pretty even. But that team fight, they lost the Aegis on the Shadow Fiend, so their push was delayed once again. And now they were trying to get the kill on the Morphling to make something happen, but no, they couldn't get it. They wasted Black Hole, so that's another team fight delayed. But no, they're gonna fight someone. They're gonna try to kill Black Rider. Barrow, try to Firefly up. He's not gonna be able to do so. Let's see if they get any more Great Swap from the Venge though, and he's doing some expert blocking. But Windrunner just too fast, and he's gonna get the hell. Prophet TP's in though. Prophet TP's in. It's BKB from the Shadow Fiend. I think that was a little bit of a waste. You don't need to waste your BKB charge. BKB charge so very precious. And now these guys gonna eat a Ravage. Yes, no Ravage necessary. No, Ravage is gonna get a kill. Only a single stun on the Clockwork. It looks like in the back we have Amazing trying getting some raises off a double kill, and now I think these guys need to turn back. But no, we have Good Hook coming in. I think that was a little bit too aggressive. Morphling will be coming in for an easy kill. Is he gonna get it? Is he gonna get it? Thunder goes down, and he is gonna dodge. Oh, he is gonna dodge it. The Clockwork is gonna be fine. Looks like this Morphling might be in trouble. LGD, just as I say that they're making many mistakes, they are coming back for a very aggressive team fight. He is gonna wave out. Is he gonna blink to follow? He is blink. Malphite coming in. We have the Furion TP in. There's gonna be a Sprout. Yes, can they kill him? It's gonna be crucial that they kill him. They are gonna kill the Morphling. Amazing shackle shots. No, amazing raises. But no, Bat Rider comes in. This team fight is just insane, and I think he's gonna get a shackle shot off. Shackle shot off the creep. Furion goes down. I think the team fight will be delayed. Yes, the team fight delayed because we have the Enchantress coming back. We have the Tidehunter coming back as well. So despite the LGD getting so many kills in that last team fight, they have lost a couple of heroes themselves, but critically, they got the Morphling, and I think that was huge. That will delay Morphling's BKB, although I'm sure he's very close now. Yeah, he does have a Myrtle Hammer, so he's only 700 away from that BKB recipe. And once that BKB recipe is finished on the Morphling, they will need a BKB on Enigma to answer back, because without it, there's just nothing they could do against that Morphling. Let's see how ZSMJ is doing on the farm. He does have 1700, so he can get the Myrtle Hammer. A lot of item. I saw Chainmail. Yeah, this is going to be a mecha component on the Furion. Furion is going for all support items. I suppose that's okay. Generally you see heroes such as Windrunner or Necrolite, kind of the solo farming for it. And in this game, he's taking a similar farming role, so I suppose that's okay. But I'm not too sure. I think you want to have somewhat of a semi-DPS item, semi-carry item against that Morphling, because I don't think the Shadow Fiend by himself could do it. He's going to do a valiant job, and it looks like he has gone for Eagle Horn. If he turns it into an Ethereal Blade, I will just be very impressed. Ethereal Blade would do nothing against a BKB Morphling. However, if you could pop it on another hero, you will be... I'm sure the Morphling is going to go for the support, but in the case that the Morphling will go on your Shadow Fiend, you could just Ethereal Blade someone, and then you should be fine. Of course, there's some very funny interaction mechanics with the BKB and Ethereal Blade, and that might not be the most perfect interaction, but at the very least, it's an extra survival spell. And a lot of these DPS, of course Ravage, Firefly, and the power shots all magical. But I think Morphling is what they need to be afraid about in the late game, and it's getting there because the Morphling. In checking his gold, Morphling has it. No, yeah, he has 400 gold. He's got it. Checking on Morphling's farm, 154 CS in 24 minutes. We're looking around 6 or 7 creep kill. That is just insane. 95 on the Windrunner, nothing. 24 CS on the Bat Rider, but he has the Blink Dagger, so that's all he needs. Meanwhile, 21 on ZSMJ. However, he has 64 neutrals. Bat Rider, by the way, has 39 neutrals. Let's see, 39 neutrals on the Enchantress as well. Let's see, Furion has 52 and 137, 140 on the Shadow Fiend. Looks like the Sentinel is going to try to get a smoke gank. They are running past the war, so maybe LGD think they're safe so far. We'll see if they can get anyone. There is a Blink Dagger on that Bat Ride, but no, they just got scouted. I'm not sure if their dust ran out. Yeah, they got scouted. Unless, yeah, it looks like the Surge team is just going to give up on this tower without a fight. I think they could get a fight going. All their ult is off cooldown, so they can fight if they choose to do so. Maybe they're going to go for a tower trade. I'm not too sure whether they get it. No, I don't think they're even going for the tower trade. That they are just turning back. I think that might not be the smartest strategic mistake. At the very least, they could hit this tower and force a couple of TP coming back. As such, they are going to get teleportation coming back. Yeah, I think that at least they could have got this tower down to orange or maybe even red. So I think that was more or less an opportunity lost for LGD. Maybe they're a little bit afraid of the TP in from the bat and then initiating with the flaming lasso. I mean, that's a legitimate concern, but you know, I think the LGD team it's playing a little bit more defensive than they should, and they have to be an aggressor because, I mean, they're playing against the clock. They're playing against a Morphling. They can't drag this game out. They can't drag this game out at all. Looks like they might be waiting for the BKB on the Enigma. Enigma has 200 gold in the bank, so he either has it. Is this Myrtle Hammer? I can't. Yeah, that's a recipe. That's a recipe. So he's missing a hammer, and he should be getting it relatively quickly. I mean, as Enigma, you can farm up pretty quick, and these guys are just farming back and forth. So as these guys are farming, I'm gonna just talk about some anime. A couple of you guys have watched Madoka off my recommendation, and you guys were really those that wrote back, I suppose, are really happy, and they were asking for some more recommendations. And I'm not too sure whether I should be recommending a lot of anime because it's like anime is like music because everyone has different tastes. Everyone likes a different genre. It looks like there might be a team fight going on, so I'll talk about anime in just a bit. Again, the Scourge, great range in terms of initiation with this flaming lasso. If they could flaming lasso one hero, you have successfully forced the engagement, because if you could get it on a Shadow Fiend, you just drag it towards his team and his teammates are forced to come in, and that just sets up your TIE Hunter's Ravage. It looks like they're fine. There's not going to be any team fights going on. But anyways, yeah, anime is kind of like music. You know, everyone has their own music choices, everyone have their own genre. They need to move these creeps out so the next creep wave will respond. No, it looks like they're not paying attention. But I mean, I do have a couple of good animes in my mind. There is one anime you could watch on YouTube. It's a movie, so it's only like 2.5-3 hours long. Actually, yeah, YouTube it up. I think it's probably one of the best anime movies I've ever watched. It's called The Disappearance of Suzumiya Haruhi. You could just type it in YouTube, and the entire full length 1080p is on YouTube, so you could just watch that. And it's a very good anime. But you know, I'll talk about it in a bit because there's gonna be a DP. Oh my God, CSMJ, not the best black hole. Now we have the Enigma coming in. He needs to be careful. He is going to go that swap. Kind of wasted now. This Vengeance is going to be dead as well. Bad initiation from LGD. Man, LGD making repeated mistakes. ZSMJ picks up, or Seeking picks up true free creep kills, free hero kills. And now 830 recognize that he can't get any done. Just gonna teleport and try to force them to get back. Yeah, they are going to get the Morphling back, but Morphling critically has the Morphling replicate. They don't. So great play from 830. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure whether you guys have saw the implication of this play. 830 realized that they are gonna lose either tower or Roche, so he's like, you know what? You could take my tower, but I'm gonna threaten you by taking your racks. So the Morphling was forced to teleport back, and that have delayed the Roshan pit. I mean, that they definitely would have got the Roshan or the tower. But because of 830's great move, he has prevented that. So you can, in terms of making a mistake, they just kind of came back with an exceptional play. And that kind of play won't show up on scoreboard at all. But that was just a great case of great decision making from 830. Really impressed by it. So Now Morphling, well, you know what? We don't need the Aegis, we don't need the tower because I'm going for BKB.SGty. What a late game build, what a late game build. Looks like because they have, finished settling at that, they will just go back for the Roche. I think what Furion should be doing is, yeah, he should just do this again. Just teleport back in this lane, and then you should teleport Skrull to go back in case of Roshan fights happening, because again, you can just do this all day. Of course, by this time the Morphling replicate will be cooldown, so he can just make a replicate on one of his support heroes, and then TP back to defend, and then replicate back. You could keep up with the globalness of a Furion with replicate. So I'm suppose that's why they're not doing it, but these guys is gonna give up yet another tower undefended, or maybe they're gonna defend this. Do they have black hole on cooldown? No. 71 seconds to the black hole. BKB still not in sight. ZSMJ whiffing those black holes, not the best initiation from LGD, making repeated mistakes. They are making it up with some good plays afterwards, but I don't think you could make, I mean, right now, see, Tyloo's sitting pretty, because I think in a lot of Chinese game, whichever team makes, I mean, in general, very high skill Dota, whoever makes the less mistake will win the game. These teams are just so close in terms of skill level that you're not gonna just outplay your opponent so much and win the game that way. And higher levels of Dota is whoever making the less mistakes will just win the game. And with SGty being completed on BKB, LGD have to play the rest of the game flawlessly to win the game and to have a chance to win the game. I don't even think they could win the game if they play the rest of the game flawlessly. We'll see though. Tyloo having the tactical and advantageous position of ward, and they have a couple Django. See, Windrunner has one. He has a 4-staff as well. That's going to be great against the Clockwork. Looks like the TIE Hunter going for yet another Django, and already a Django finish. Man, all these Chinese players love their Django, and Django is really good. Gives you great stats, and also gives you some great mobility in team fight. Again, Chinese love their mobility team play. So, I mean, this is a godsend for Chinese players. It looks like Morphling is going to go back to farm this wave, and then he's going to farm that wave, and he's gonna have a replicate with a team, so he's gonna be fine. He's definitely fine there. And now looks like, let's see what Scourge can do. They need to get some reinitiation. Maybe if they could kill the TIE Hunter before he uses ult, or maybe if we could get him in the black hole and kill him, that is gonna be their initiation. I don't think they could get anything done focusing on the Morphling, because he has BKB and he has SGty. There's no way you can kill him in between all those stats, all those HP, and the fact that he's replicate to work with, and morph to work with, and waveform to work with. So this is a very uphill battle for LGD, but LGD is a very clutch team, and let's see if they get anything down. They have smoked into the Roshan pit, and now the Scourge team don't know what's going on. Can they get a very secret Roshan attempt? They're going for the Roshan. Can they get it though? Can they get it? Let's see if the Scourge team, if the Sentinel team, Sentinel doesn't see anything right now. They're expecting these on the black, and they're gonna go from behind with the smoke of the seed. Man, both teams trying to juke everyone out. Yeah, both teams trying to juke everyone out. They are gonna get the Roshan. That is gonna Aegis, but this is such a disadvantage. And now they know with the Roshan being taken down, the TIE Hunter is gonna come down the hill, and he's gonna get a perfect rash on 2 hero. Morphling goes in for the BKB, a flaming lasso on the Shadow Fiend, so he can't get anything done. He has used the BKB. His Aegis is gonna be down. Where is that Enigma? His BKB is cancelled. Super has picked up a double kill. Prophet has bought back, but I don't think Enigma could get a Black Hawk Shackle shot off. He's going to use his BKB ult, but that's not going to do absolutely anything at all. That was a completely team-wide. I think Prophet has bought back. Yeah, Prophet has bought back, but he can't do anything either, so that's more or less a wasted buy. But Prophet needs to get the hell out. It looks like the force... oh no, Prophet is also going to die, and he knows it. And he's going to try to get killed on the win run. He's not going to get it, and he is going to go down. So that was a 7-0. The Aegis and the buyback for LGD. And like I said, LGD have to play perfectly, and they gone for a very high gamble move. They smoked in for the Roshan pit, and they almost stole the kill, but Tyloo going for a very risky play as well. Smoke and go for a very long. I mean, generally when you're Scourge and there's like a long term of a engagement of a Roshan Jack, you expect the Sentinel team to be coming this way or kind of this way. You know, you expect them to come into this general area, but no one expect these Sentinel team to backstab from here, and they just got a perfect ult. The Bat Rider was on top of the Shadow Fiend, got him right after the BKB. That's a great time to get him. right after BKB, make him waste that charge, and then have your Morphling just do rest of the damage. So far, the game is just looking absolutely grim for the Scourge team. And Scourge, I mean, so far DSMJ hasn't got a single good black. I mean, this black hole at the bot lane was just magnificent, but shame it was cancelled like 1 second after by the Morphling. So far, ZSMJ's black hole count is like 0 for 4, and that's not looking good. That ain't DGC, man. That ain't DGC. And there's just no way that the LGD team's gonna win. I'm sorry to say this. If you look at the YouTube timer bar, there's still a lot of time left in the game, and I assure you, that is not me trolling you. That's not me trolling you. That's just how long the game is going to be left over. And it's probably just LGD kind of just dragging the game out, looking for some sort of miracle. But they need to have some team wipes. They need like 3 or 4 team wipes. And they do have the heroes that can get the team wipe. Shadow Fiend, Requiem Soul, Enigma, BKB ult. Like, those are team wipe ults. Like, you can get them. But whether Tyloo is going to let it happen or not is the question. I don't think Tyloo will let it happen. It looks like Shadow Fiend has gone for the Butterfly. And I think Butterfly is not a bad carry item, but I don't think Shadow Fiend can do any sort of carrying, especially not against the complete high amount of chain stuns on the Sentinel team. I mean, Flaming Lasso just ravaged, and it looks like we're gonna have a smoke initiation coming in, and let's see if they get anything done. I don't think they can though. Yeah, they are gonna just look for someone, but I think LG just suspect it, and they're gonna back off into their own base. Yeah, with the Shadow Fiend, I think the Ethereal Blade would have been a lot better. I don't think it would have helped out in this case over this fight, because he was just, you know, surrounded 5v1. But I think in many cases, in terms of initiating, in terms of being defensive, especially when the Morphling is right clicking on you, it's a very, very helpful item. Especially right now, I think the Morphling is doing some sick ass DPS. Yeah, he is gonna go for, look, the Shadow Fiend and the Morphling has the exact same items, except the Morphling has an extra Scotty. If the opposing carry has an extra tier 4 item up on you, and he's a better late game carry, you are pretty much F. Looks like Nickman's going to try to blink out. He's going to be fine. Prophet doing a smart thing, again, applying the pressure, but he needs to be careful, because there's a Bat Rider in the game, and he could always jump in. And another tower, undefended, being taken off by the Sentinel team, and Scourge running out of tower to give up right now. I think the Scourge team, a Sentinel team, can turtle or they can push. In either case, they are just going to win the game. The Morphling, I mean, the Sentinel team is already stronger at this point. But maybe they're going to wait it safe. They're going to wait for ZSMG to make a mistake to ensure that they don't get team wipe, or they're going to get a little bit extra farm on the Morphling, which is not a bad choice either. Once they finish the Butterfly, maybe they'll push there. Prophet farming in the enemy jungle, man. He's being very, very aggressive. I'm not too sure whether that's the best choice. He might get found. It looks like there's a lot of support players coming in. No, he's going to just teleport out. Good choice there. And he should be teleporting to top lane to, again, force some heroes from the Sentinel to TP back to delay their push. They could only do delay tactics, make ZSMJ farm up that BKB still hasn't have it. He's got it. He's got the Myrtle Hammer. Yeah, he's gotten it. So they do have the BKB ult, but that's a 36-minute BKB Blink Dagger. That is just very, very late. Of course, he hasn't had the best early game, and his team hasn't had the exactly best early game. So, but they are still hanging in the game, and so far we have seen LGD is capable of making great plays. You know, great positional play from 830, and great early game ganks from the Sentinel. I mean, from the Scourge, excuse me. Even though the Scourge team is just so ahead, like I don't want to count them out, because they are a good team. Looks like there's going to be yet another smoke gang. Can they get anything done? I don't think they can. They are going to run past. No, that's their own word. Unless they, no, yeah, the Morphling is not going to get caught right now. And right now, if you're Sentinel, if you see 5 hero missing off the map, you know better. You know they're going to be smoking you. And yeah, it looks like these guys just going to just come out of their invis and just try to push this lane. And let's see if they can get a big team fight going. No, they're going to turn back. A lot of positional play, so I'm going to just go back and talk about anime. So that anime recommendation I gave, the disappearance of the Suzumiya Haruhi, it's a movie out of a bigger series of work. So if you haven't watched the anime proper, you might not get you know, the movie 100%, but regardless, you will understand the movie because the presentation is just so great. I believe that movie has probably one of the best soundtrack in anime. And I ain't even kidding. And you guys know, like, I listen to a lot of soundtracks, so I guess I could consider myself as somewhat of an expert in terms of anime soundtrack. And that soundtrack, okay, I take that back. It probably doesn't have one of the best soundtracks, but what it does have, it's great direction of using sound, and that might not be the different thing, because a great soundtrack and great sound in a movie might not be different. What this movie was really impressing me of is good uses of silence in the soundtrack. Because you know how a lot of movies in general always have some sort of background music, and sometimes you don't even need music, because you know, a 10, 15, or even a minute span of silence is just a lot more powerful than just having some sort of generic background music going on. So I mean, you know, I think the genre is more of a sci-fi. It has some time traveling theme. It's a very talking heavy movie. There's not many action. It's a long talking movie. But the talking, they make it look epic. So animation quality great, plotline perfect, use of soundtrack perfect, characterization perfect. Like just go watch it. After this commentary, just go watch it. I know some of you guys will hate me because you guys come here for a commentary. Not for anime recommendation, but I mean, really, what's going on with this team? What's going on with this game? We have Bat Rider jungling, we have Furion jungling, we have Enchantress jungling, we have everyone farming. So I don't think you guys really care about people farming. I will pull up the menu to let you guys see how they're farming though. 330 creep kills in 40 minutes. My God, what a farm Morphling. A butterfly finish, going for the lifesteal there. 160 on the Windrunner. 4-stab Mecha Django, 4k gold in the bank, probably going for a Hex, and also saving for some buyback, of course. The the Helm Fiend finished 3k gold in the bank of Shadow Fiend, probably saving for buyback as well. Also, it looks like Hex finished just right now for the Furion, and they will need every disable they could get. Meanwhile, 600 gold in the bank for DJGenericname. He does have the BKB finished as well. The Clockwork going for a very defensive item, which is that Blade Mail. Good choice, because he is going to get focused for sure. So I think both team is, you know, one team's making for the other team to mistake. The other team's like, well, you know, we'll just farm all day long. Helm finish. I think he's going to go for Satanic, and then even go for BOT, and then another round. Like, there's no pressure for the Sentinel at all to push. They are a lot stronger, and they will get a push going on if they want to. But let's say I think Roshan is going to be spawning soon. And this is like LGD have to make a choice here. If they continue to turtle up, that means the Aegis is going to end up on the Morphling. And the Morphling is just going to win that way. So once this Roshan comes up, they will have to fight. So they have to get as strong as possible. They have to get a gank going on before this Roshan comes, and let's see if they get anything done. They are trying to get something. It looks like the Shadow Fiend has just revealed himself, and I'm sure that Scourge has taken notice. The Scourge says just whatever, we'll just push your racks. We could just go for a throne race, and we have higher DPS. And I think these guys should just go for this tower right now. Just don't, oh my God, just hesitating so much. They should just go for the tower and then TP back. Looks like DJGenericname is gonna just do just that. No, he's not even have enough DPS to do that, and they need a TP back as soon as possible. Did you have TP? No, Shadow Fiend does not have a TP scroll. They have to waste a glyph, and my God, this is the worst time to have your Shadow Fiend to not have the BKB, and now they're gonna just give up a free rack. Shadow Fiend initiating in a very disadvantaged position. He pops a BKB, Black Hole gets 3 or 4, and that's gonna be huge. Oh, from Shadow Fiend, they're gonna kill the Morphling. Morphling goes down, and that is that a comeback? Is that a comeback? I don't know. TIE Hunter will be going down as well. The sun goes off, the TIE Hunter goes down, and the Bat Rider goes down. So a great initiation, and they can kill the Bat Rider. He's gonna swap goes in on him as well. So that's a 3 for nothing. Meanwhile, we have a Furion chasing the Enchantress. Well, Enchantress might be going down. Enchantress actually turning back to kill the Furion. I think Windrunner bought back. No, that was a 3 for nothing team fight. Morphling buys back, Bat Rider buys back, and I think they sense a Roshan, and they need to go for it right now. They need to go for it right now. They do have the Enchantress nearby, they do have the Windrunner nearby, so they could do enough distractionary move. We do have the Shivas, interestingly, competing on the Windrunner. I think these are just distractionary target. I think Sentinel is falling for it. The Aegis is picked up. Yeah, the Aegis is picked up. They're gonna try to kill the Windrunner. They are killed. No, the Windrunner is so fast. Morphling, the Superman coming in, he is gonna pop his BK BKB this time. He's gonna kill the bench right off the outset. Keep in mind there's a flaming lasso still, and he is gonna grab the Shadow Fiend right after he picks the BKB, and that is not gonna be good for the Shadow Fiend. Shadow Fiend already, he has a Satanic, but is it on cooldown though? He needs to pop it right now. Pop it Satanic, right click. Hopefully you don't miss, but he's missing right now. He's missing all of it. Shadow Fiend goes down. Now he doesn't have anything. He doesn't have a Manda, he doesn't have a Ghost Staff, and he does not have Satanic, and now he's gonna die. Does he have buyback? He does not have the buyback. The game is over. Game done. My god, wow, LGD gone for it. I mean, that's why I said I don't want to count LGD. It had a great team fight, great initiative from the clock. BKB, Blink Dagger, ult from the Enigma to follow up, and then they got a 3-man wipe. They killed critically the Morphling though, and that was great. But good reaction from Tyloo, realizing that LGD was definitely going to go for the Roshan, and then they just had the Morphling come in, and the Morphling, I mean, if you don't disable him with the Black Hole, there's no way you could beat him. So great buyback from this Sentinel, sensing the urgency, and they just went for it, got the team wipe on the Roshan pit, and now catching off LGD without the buyback, and now they're going to get all the Raxus and win the game. So very, very well played by the Tyloo. I don't think Tyloo made many mistakes at all. Like, they played exceptionally well. Of course, LGD made several mistakes, but they also had some very spectacular play. So you can say LG, I mean, again, Chinese games all about whoever is making the less mistake, and I really have to say LGD made more mistake and Tyloo made less mistake, and I think that's why they have won this game. Right off the outset, they had picked better. They got the Morphling. I think the Scourge team, they got the Furion strat, but that was not the stable Furion strat. They didn't have the hard carry, they didn't have the Morphling or the Weaver in that lineup, and they definitely need the Weaver or the Morphling. They didn't get it, so they had to adapt to it. They picked up the Shadow Fiend instead. They had some very spectacular mid-game ganks and long chases with that. The Furion, the Clockwork were just brilliant, absolutely everywhere. But I think it just didn't work out. They made some very poor Black Hole initiation off the mistake of ZSMJ. I mean, you lose some on the back of ZSMJ of 720 creep kills. You win some on that, but you lose some on some of these games as well. I mean, I won't hate on ZSMJ too much, because when you have a player of caliber of ZSMJ, you expect him to play the farming carry. Like, when ZSMJ walked into the game before the drafting started, like, I'm sure he didn't expect that he will play the Enigma. You just don't expect your ZSMJ to play Enigma. I think it's mostly the drafting that done LGD in, but despite the drafting not working out in LG's favor, they just still played a really spectacular game. Some very good close team fights that almost made them come back, but some very poor team fights as well, especially some Roshan pit team fight where it was 7-0 in the favor of Sentinel, and that just didn't look pretty. It looks like Morphling is just gonna move into the base here, and Morphling is just completely stacked here. A lot of creeps being picked up. Tidehunter has a Blink Dagger for all your items. Yeah, once your Tidehunter has a Blink Dagger, that is a good sign that you have won the game, because generally you don't expect your Tidehunter to have the Blink Dagger, and that just makes the team fight so much harder. 40 cent for the Scourge team. Wimmer has a Shiva's. I'm not too sure whether Shiva's the best choice. Of course, it's good to counteract a lot of Shadow Fiend's right click, but I think Hex is ultimately better for more disable and whatnot. Gonna drink some water for this big last team fight. It's not even a fight when your Enigma blinks in and don't activate BKB, man. LGD, ZSMJ, very underwhelming performance. Now Shadow Fiend trying to Superman it up, but that was a super Shadow shot. Now Morphling on cleanup duty here. So, gonna just continue into the end game analysis. I mean, you can see the effectiveness of the BKB. Oh, no GG even called. You can see the effectiveness of the BKB into the Scotty transition Morphling build. It was very, very effective, and I really love Seeking's choice. It was very smart play. He got the ultimate orb first, which was a sign of, oh, well, we're going to go Scotty first. Bottle into Scotty. That's a very standard build nowadays. But they saw the teamfight capability of LGD. They saw the stunning capability of LGD. They're like, you know, oh, crap. we kind of need a Morphling to do some early game DPS. Like, you know, even though Morphling is not exactly the best DPS, if you slap a BKB on him, if you give him some magic immunity, he can be somewhat of a DPS machine through waveform, adaptive strike, and constantly high DPS right click. So it's not bad. So they gone for it, and off that BKB, he gone for some magnificent team fight. Tyloo has some great smoke gank, especially with that backstab on the Roshan pit where they circumvened the entire circle and just went back for it. Wow, that was a great 7-0 team fight. I have never seen a 7-0 team wipe in this game. So LGD has some amazing ganks, and also has some really bad fights. So, but you win some, you lose some, and you can't ask for everything. So I know I started with this commentary as more of a strategic focus on LGD's Firion strat, but I feel that that was not what came out of this game. Through some really poor drafting and some, you know, not the best in-game decision from the LG player, I don't think the strat of the Firion ever took off the ground. They got some really good teleport ganks, but it never really struck fear into Tyloo's lineup. So I don't think the lineup in this case was that effective. I'm not too sure whether it was the Avenge pick that did them in terms of not picking up the escape mechanism carry and having the Avenge instead. I'm not too sure if that was what did them in ultimately, but you know, take it or leave it. So go watch the disappearance of Suzumiya Haruhi if you're into more sci-fi, more talking philosophical anime. It's just superb. But going back to the game, hope you guys enjoy the commentary. It's a little bit different. I don't usually do this kind of very strategic focus commentary. Let me know if you guys want more of a layback commentary, more jokes, or more strategic focus kind of commentary. I think if you want more joke commentary, I definitely recommend you to check out Nebula on DJGenericname. The man is just hilarious. You guys know, you guys have watched my duels with him. His commentaries is also, you will learn a lot from him, but he is going for more of a humorous approach. He will entertain you for sure. So do check out his commentary on DJGenericname as well. And also a lot of our other casters, really great. And that's it from me. I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary and learned something from it as well. I am done here, and until next time, this is Luminous signing off. GG guys.